Journeyman, how we doing? I got the full Grizzly Adams. I think I got it figured out, guys. Before I go into yapping and talking about what I'm going to talk about, kudos to me because I figured out how to hydrate my beard for the first time. I'm 30 years old. That's pretty awesome. So good for me. All right. It is Friday, as promised. I will make a Journeyman video heading home. Most of my videos are just I'm driving home, right? So the topic of discussion for today is really just an update on what I've been working on behind the scenes. And as you can see, I'm dirty. You know, I work in construction now. And don't get it twisted though, right? Don't be defined by your circumstances, because I am working on promoting or getting my book published, and as well as getting the website up, christianbuckle.com, and I am working on getting professional speaking gigs at the moment. So you may be wondering, Christian, why are you working a construction job? So if you guys aren't familiar with the Veteran Readiness and Reemployment Program, I think I made a video over this probably, 10 episodes ago, but I'm going to talk about it again because it's a golden ticket for all you veterans that may watch this in the future. And you got out of the military, and let's say you don't really know what you want to do. And if you're like me, your job didn't necessarily translate very well to the outside in the civilian world. So I got out in 2021, a little backstory. I was in the Army for 7 years, 6 and some change, but I'll say 7 years. And I was a combat engineer. So I'm familiar with construction, but I've never done it, right? I'm a novice, to put it best. And I really didn't know what I was wanting to do. And I knew I needed to make money, obviously, after I got out. So I got out medically. So that in itself is a golden ticket that I got. And I am using that to build future wealth in my family. So here is the backstory, right? I got out. I was pretty much really focused on getting my health as good as I can get it. So I worked out a lot. I signed up, did a full Ironman, and then I wanted to kind of really take it to the next level. So I pulled out my life savings. I moved across the country on a whim. If you don't know what that means, it's a fanciful idea, not backed by logic. And sometimes you need to be a little bit crazy, and that's what I did. I made a bunch of videos on it, so go check those out. But in short, I lived there for about a year and trained my living ass off. And again, I didn't develop any skills to provide value to the marketplace in terms of actually making money. So I came back with my tail between my legs because I got injured again. And I think I strained my hamstring very bad, and I was overtrained to the point of borderline tissue death. Wasn't fueling properly. I mean, I was taking the protein, taking the mix, I was doing it all. High elevation tent, compression boots, ice baths, sauna, stretching. I was doing all that stuff, and I just was overtraining, basically. And again, I didn't develop value for the marketplace, and I didn't really understand what I was doing it for in terms of money, right? I didn't make any money doing that. I spent about a year, and I spent, I don't know, probably $20,000 said and done with the bikes and the training and the coaches and the gym memberships and all the equipment and all that stuff. So came back from Tucson with my tail between my legs, kind of a little bit depressed, not a little bit, a lot of depressed. and I had to figure out a new career path. So I always wanted to get into real estate, and I didn't understand, again, how to really do anything in real estate. I didn't come from a family that's really educated in the terms of formal, as well as formally in real estate. So I never had any family members invest and, you know, make big money and flip houses and do all that stuff. So I wanted to really internalize the process of buying, selling, and investing in real estate, and that's what I did. So I gave it my all again, and I learned real estate. I got my realtor's license. I sold like 6 houses, and gotta get through this light. Gotta make a lane change. All right, we're good. I sold about 6 houses. I was working on my 7th one, and I had to take a knee, to be honest. The work was way too much, and it wasn't enjoyable, and I got what you call commission breath, where I was just solely trying to make money, and it was less about helping people and more about making money for myself. And I didn't find enjoyment helping other people buy and sell and invest. I wanted to invest in real estate. That was my sole purpose of getting into it. So I got the knowledge that I needed in terms of buying, selling, and investing. And I took that knowledge, took a knee, got out of real estate as a realtor, and here I am now. Again, I was kind of lost for a few months, and I made another career change, but this time I did my due diligence and I researched what I could do to get, so the goal was 6 figures. 6 figures with relatively no skills, right? You may be wondering, Christian, that's borderline insane. How are you going to make 6 figures if you don't have any skills or value for the marketplace? But I do know how to communicate. I do know how to talk, and I do know how to promulgate or advertise my thoughts in a clear and concise manner. So what I did is, given my background in construction, again, limited, very limited, but at least I know what certain terms are and stuff like that. So I went to welding school, and I started a business behind the scenes as I was going to welding school. I actually started a business before that, and then I needed funding to go to welding school. So I sold my F-150 that was paid off, took that money, and put it into the business, a lot of it, and then I bought the mobile studio, which I'm in now. It's just a Honda CRZ, small little car that's good on gas, and salvage title. So I took that money from the sale, put it into the business, and then about a year later, a year and some change later, I got everything running, got the business account set up, we applied for funding, and then the business fell through. Right, the business was good. We made about $12,000 on our first month, so that was really well. The planning was good. We were there, but the business relationship fell apart in terms of me and my business partner. I was the COO. He was the CEO. Okay, so to make more money in the business, after I sold my truck, we didn't do it right, but we still had expenses, monthly expenses, like the website, the email marketing, the product development, the examples of the product. It went through 3 iterations of that. It was called Fantastic Ventures, and it was a hands-free dog leash. So I took that and I went to school, and this is where the research and the due diligence came into play, because I looked up what is considered a full-time student, but I get paid full BAH, basic housing allowance. It's a military term. It's basically an allotment of money that the VA will give you if you go to school or college or trade school or an apprenticeship program. So I found that welding was 4 half days, and they paid me full-time student pay for the Chapter 31, I believe, the Veteran Readiness and Reemployment Program, VR&E. Okay, in that program, not only do I still get my disability paycheck, which went up, I to add, I also get the VR&E paycheck every month. And then to add on top of that, I went through welding school. The business flopped, my personal business, and I was left kind of disheveled and dejected, really. So I have this welding knowledge, right? I graduated welding school, top of my class, 4.0, and not knowing that I actually liked welding at all, I took that knowledge that I have and I applied it to what the VR&E calls an apprenticeship program. So the next 4 years, I'm working in construction as an iron worker, but I'm subcontracted out through the union hall as a heavy rigger. So I did a lot of rigging in the military. I didn't do a lot. I went to aerosol school and I rigged up some stuff on deployment. So I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I've done it before. So with that, I decided to pursue ironworking because, again, it's a 6-figure job and I get my VA disability. I get the VR&E program for 48 months of funding, up to 48 months of funding, which I got. And I got welding school and all the gear paid for as well. And I get paid for the apprenticeship program, right? It's not a lot for the apprenticeship program, but with that paycheck and the other two, I'm able to make over $100,000 as an apprentice. And the cool thing about it is I haven't used my GI Bill yet. So for you veterans out there that don't really know what you want to do, consider checking out the Veteran Readiness Reemployment Program. It's a great tool. It's a great asset to propel you further in your development as far as financial freedom. And do I work a lot? Yes. But I haven't lost sight of the goal. And the goal is to make 6 figures, number one, check the box, got that. Number two is to use that money, disposable income, and use my money to make money, right? So I'm not saying I follow the Dave Ramsey rule, but I also like a hybrid with credit and stuff like that. You got to have a good credit score. I understand that. So we paid off all of our debt. I don't believe in payments. So as far as big payments, so everything is paid off besides our house, and we pay our house via credit card. So we get the points from the credit card as well. And then moving forward, my wife works as well. So we're making money. And with this money, it allows us to explore different avenues of money generation, or wealth generation rather. And given my background as a realtor, for a limited background of realtor, I know enough to be dangerous, but not enough to, start my own business when it comes to real estate. But here's what I'll say. If you like to work with your hands and you're a veteran, consider checking out VR&E, Veteran Readiness Reemployment Program. So who is it for? The VR&E is for any veteran, service, disability connected, 10% or more, right? 10% or more, and it's up to 48 months. And the reason why you want to explore this avenue rather than the GI Bill is because if you use the VR&E first, you can get up to 48 months of funding. Next, if I decide I do not like ironworking after I obtain my journeyman status, which is, I think it's $40 an hour here in Maryland, or $35 or something like that. If I don't like this, I can always cut sling load, that's another military term, or take a knee on this because I got what I needed out of it, and switch to my GI Bill once the 48 months of funding is up through the apprenticeship through ironworking. So with that being said, I have explored the thought of being an electrician or maybe a plumber, but I'm not into shit and all that stuff. So probably not going to be a plumber, if you know what I mean. So most likely I might be an electrician if I don't like ironworking. We'll see. I don't know. But the cool thing is, this freedom or financial freedom that I do have puts me in a better position to do things like I am now, which is having 2 paid off vehicles. They're not nice vehicles or anything else like that, but I don't pay payments. We have money to go eat sushi every week. That's cool, right? Can't complain about that. And it gives me the opportunity to pursue publishing a book that I wrote, developing a website, exploring the public speaking gig. So if this sounds like you're a veteran, you don't know what's going on, you don't really know what you want to do, consider the VR&E. That's the big thing about, that's the topic of discussion for today. So hopefully you guys learned something. If you did, and if you know a veteran that could benefit from said video, please share this to them, because I wish I knew this. And I've saved 2 people so far in my circle of close friends that really didn't know what they wanted to do. Carpentry, commercial diving, welding, electrician, plumber, all these trades that pay very well, you can get paid even more. So consider sharing this with someone that you know that's a veteran, and put them in contact with me, and I'm happy to share my experience even further if they'd like to. You can find me on Facebook, Christian Buckle, on Instagram, Christian_Buckle, I believe. You can find me here. I think I have a LinkedIn now, and then I'm developing the website as well. And then let's talk about the book, or let's touch on the book real quick. So where am I at with that? The final manuscript is out right now, and then my next steps are getting 10 people to read the final manuscript. If 7 out of 10 of those people say, hey, this is really good, I like this, I'm going to pursue an audio version of the book. So I'll hire an audio engineer, and I'll have him interview me after each chapter, kind of like the David Goggins series, where he stopped and interviewed him, and it was kind of like behind the scenes, the author's cut of the book. And then once that comes back, I'm going to launch on Amazon.com for the hard copy, soft copy, and the Kindle version, or e-reading rather. And then it's cool because on Amazon they give you 10 free copies. I didn't know this until I had an hour-long discussion with a guy named Kurt. They give you 10 free copies once your book goes through the Amazon seller process. So that's really cool. And you have to get your International something book number, ISBN number, I believe. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you have to get a designated book number per style of book. So hard copy, you get a separate, soft copy, etc. So that's where I'm at with that. And I'm waiting for my 10 reviewers to come back. Already have one back actually, but that's where I'm at, and I'm super excited, to be honest. Making money, putting out value into the marketplace. And if you guys learned something, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. I'm just excited, man. I'm working hard, and I didn't think this was possible for me. So thank you guys for watching the video to the end, and I will see you guys on Monday. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. Journeyman out.